Ladies and gentlemen, fantastic to see you today and so glad that you could join us on this our very special Chinese New Year Travel Festival, and to this our dedicated Vietnam and Cambodia show. So I'm Andy, your host on today's show. Very excited, we've got a thrilling show coming to you today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in the spirit of Chinese New Year, last year, 2021, it was the year of the ox. But hey, that is so 2021. And now we're into 2022, a brand new year, a fresh start, and we are really excited. 2022, ladies and gentlemen, is the year. Are you ready? Do you know? I bet you know already. It's the year of the tiger. Yes, the tiger. And the tiger represents a year for making big changes, for risk taking, for adventure, and for travel. Yes, travel. So coming up today on today's show, I'll be speaking to Wendy Wu about what makes touring with Wendy Wu Tours just so special and so unique. We're going off on a virtual trip to Vietnam and Cambodia to see all the fantastic highlights of these two amazing countries. Plus, we'll be getting off the beaten track and showing you what you can see when you get off the main tourist trail. And of course, the show is packed with fantastic, cultural, authentic, immersive experiences that you are going to really enjoy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, because Vietnam and Cambodia, they are huge countries, so much to see and do, we could talk for ages about these two countries, but we can only cover so much in one show. That's why straight after the first part of this show, make sure you come and join us, because the show continues, the discussion continues in our virtual travel lounge. And that's where you'll be able to meet and chat with the travel experts and ask all the questions you want to ask about touring, and particularly safety when traveling, you know, as we come out of this COVID time. So, are you ready? I know I am. Let's travel. Ladies and gentlemen, I am joined now by Wendy Wu, founder of Wendy Wu Tours, who also happens to be one of the most influential people in travel here in the UK, Australia and New Zealand. Wendy, it is great to be with you today.
Great to be with you too, Andy. And everyone, happy Chinese New Year.
Now, Wendy, the burning question, that big question. If you had to encapsulate the magic ingredients, the magic quality that makes touring with Wendy Wu Tours so special, what is it?
Andy, I would say fantastic passion, unsurpassed travel expertise, and a burning desire to serve.
Gosh, Wendy, that is hot.
Thank you, Andy. At Wendy Wu Tours, we have a team of travel experts, who loves nothing more than dig very deep into the culture, tradition, history, people, and every best thing that country has to offer, and put together so that when you come with us, you don't just see the country, but to live extraordinarily through the time you are with us.
Amazing, amazing. Did you hear that, viewers? Living extraordinary on your holiday in a different country. How amazing. Can it get any better?
Andy, we also have another team of passionate serving experts. And they love to look after you so well, 24/7, every step of the way. From your visa to flights, to every meal, every hotel, every sightseeing, and every bit of a commentary, every show, and introduce you to the local people. And all in all, when this combined, we want to make sure you have a holiday of a lifetime every and each time you travel with us to a new country.
Oh, we like that. We like the fact that everything is included. Wendy, on that note, you say that you take care of everything, you know, every step of the way, which is really important on a holiday. So does that mean that you're coming on tour, personally coming on tour with us on every tour?
Andy, we have more than 1,000 trips, so I can't go on every tour. However, just use this year as example. I did join our first ever Spirit of Scotland group and joined the Magic Christmas in Scotland tour. And I have just wrecked the Portugal Uncovered. And I am just about to do the final personal check on Journey Through Jordan. So Andy, you are absolutely right. I do go on a lot of tours and vet them. And as you said, our tours are fully inclusive, which includes everything. Meals, flights, visa, every tour, every day, entrance fee, and guides, the best guides. So whatever you can think of, it's all included.
Wonderful. So ladies and gentlemen, watch out when you're on tour because Wendy may very well be there with you.
And yes.
So Wendy, we're here, it's the Chinese New Year Travel Festival, and as we heard earlier, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed the year of the tiger.
Yes.
So Wendy the tiger, what does that mean to you, to Wendy Wu Tours, and of course to our viewers today?
Andy, for the last 2 years, we were under lockdowns and we were robbed off the opportunity to travel. Now, it is the Chinese Lunar New Year. A new beginning and a season change or change of season. And it is the time to sow the seeds for the rest of the year. So for me and for our team, it is our job to showcase and inspire you with our wonderful and the best tours around the world. And whereas for you, our viewers, we want you to come with us and enjoy the ride and to plan and to select the perfect dream holiday for your 2022-2023 and beyond great adventure.
Oh, Wendy, thank you. It's been great talking to you today. Thanks for taking the time out to be with us.
Thank you, Andy. And thank you, everyone. Once again, Happy Chinese New Year.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Now, my last long haul trip was to Southeast Asia, and I really can't wait to go back there. I absolutely love this destination, and it has got it all. It's got the paradise beaches, the tranquil temples, sensational food, and everything in between. So I know you will understand just how difficult it's been to choose my top highlights, and I've narrowed it down to my top 7 highlights to share with you. So I'll start in 7th place with Hanoi. Now, what I love about Hanoi is the colourful colonial buildings and the bustling tangle of streets to explore. And yet it is a very graceful area and home to the cultural treasures and the art galleries. And on your Wendy Wu tour, you'll experience an exhilarating cyclo ride through Hanoi's Old Quarter. And then you can relax and enjoy that local delicacy, which is a traditional delicacy called kapu trung, and that's an egg white coffee. In sixth place, I have Hoi An. Now, Hoi An is an enchanting town full of character. It's got the beautiful old fishing port, which is also known for the canals which reach out to the beaches. And Hoi An is very pretty and very romantic. It feels like you've got a glimpse into the past. And in the daytime, there's no vehicles in the town. You've got the traditional yellow buildings in the old town. And in the evening, it's lined with the wooden shop houses that come alive with thousands of lanterns that have the Chinese and the Japanese influence. And when the silk lanterns are lit up in the evening, it's absolutely beautiful. You feel like you're stepping back in time. And with Wendy Wu Tours, you'll actually stay here for 2 nights on our classic Mekong tour. And this will give you the opportunity to take advantage of the custom shoemakers and bespoke tailors. So on your Wendy Wu tour on the classic Mekong, you can visit in the first evening and get something bespoke made for you and hand delivered then to your hotel the next day. So you'll have something very special customized just for you. And also, it is the best place to learn about the local cuisine. It has an abundance of fresh produce grown here. And on your tour on Classic Mekong, you visit a vegetable farm and you'll have a cooking demonstration and try out some of the local farming equipment. Next, I have Cambodia's charismatic capital of Phnom Penh, which sits on the banks of the Mekong. And here, take a cyclo to the heart of the city and visit the magnificent royal palace and the silver pagoda. And it is the official residence of the king. And within the complex, you'll find the priceless Buddha, a floor covered in 5,000 silver tiles, and also visit the elegant National Museum pursuing the treasures. Now, Cambodia's Phnom Penh emerged from a tragic past to become one of Asia's most charming destinations, with the beautiful old colonial cities, the undiscovered beaches and the unspoilt tracts of forest. And for those who want an insight into the tragic past, we visit the Tulle Sleng Museum and the Killing Fields, and also the Khmer Rouge Detention and Torture Centre from the 70s. And it is surprisingly a very peaceful setting. In fourth place, I have Saigon, officially known as Ho Chi Minh City. Now, this exudes an energy like nowhere else. The vibrant pulse begins at dawn and it goes well into the night with the cosmopolitan street life. And it really starts as early, ladies and gentlemen, as 5 a.m. in the morning with the bustling market stalls, the cafes. The rhythm doesn't stop in Saigon. And yet the city has quiet nooks and hidden corners. You can wander down any street or turn a corner, up a staircase, and you'll find yourself at a wonderful rooftop bar or cafe hangout, surrounded by potted palm trees and beautiful painted walls. And what's wonderful on your Wendy Wu tour, our guides' knowledge is absolutely amazing, and they know all of these back streets and corners to take you to really get the very best out of these destinations. And also, just to let you know, the beer is pretty cheap in Vietnam too. You can pick up a local bottle of your favourite Saigon Red as well for less than $1. Wonderful dining experiences, and one I love is at the Noir Saigon, where you're served a 3-course dinner by visually impaired waiters. And you're served your dinner totally in the dark, and this will really test your senses of sound, smell, taste, and you'll gain a new appreciation of the elegance of the Eastern cuisine. Also, a visit to the Opera House on your Wendy Wu tour. It'll take you to the show, which is a story of the rural Vietnam, and it's an artistic and gymnastic show. Also, a must visit is the fascinating Kuchi tunnels to learn about the history of the elaborate network of excavation used by the Viet Cong during the war. You'll have a very intriguing demonstration to learn about the tactics used during the Vietnam War and the opportunity to go into the tunnels and see the weapons, the armoury that the troops used during this conflict. My third highlight is the Mekong Delta, and over 60 million people depend on the Mekong for their primary source of income. It is the life and the blood of the region and home to the biggest inland fishery in the world. On Classic Mekong, we spent 3 nights on board Victoria Mekong, our brand new ship with Wendy Wu Tours. And this ship sails on the most unique area of the Mekong Delta. So not only do you have all the top of the range facilities on the ship with fantastic cabins, walk-in shower, private balcony, all the state-of-the-art facilities. On that full-size balcony, you can experience the authentic insight into the life that the Mekong Delta people and this enchanting nation have. But again, what I love here is the shore excursions. They give you a real insight into the authentic local life, the opportunity for you to interact with the locals and their captivating culture. You'll discover the famous floating markets and their traditions. The things they're selling on these markets are really fascinating. And also you can take a sampling boat to the local islands where they've got the traditional cottage industries, net weaving, they're making the incense crafters, wood carvers, traditional pottery, and you will get close to that local life in this area, and it is fascinating. You can see the locals, which are they've got the natural dyes from the tree bark and the leaves, and they're dyeing the silk, and they're producing this fine textile. And when I visited just back in 2019, the children had never seen Westerners on some of the islands we visit, so this is a highlight for me in third place. In second place, I have Angkor Wat, the most magnificent and best preserved, most famous of all of the Angkor treasures, left in a similar state to be discovered. And this is quite an adventure. Visiting the old city of Angkor Thom, pass through the magnificent south gates flanked by 54 gods and demons. It really is breathtaking. We'll go to the atmospheric tap room, and again it has to be seen and the atmosphere felt to truly appreciate this awesome sight. And a sunset will float along Angkor's Moat on the Wendy Wu tour with a sunset cruise, soak up the atmosphere, the stunning views of the old walled city from a different perspective, and savouring the beauty at a very peaceful sunset. And my number one highlight has to be Halong Bay, of course the most spectacular, stunning place on earth. Halong Bay is a precious jewel of the north, and a journey you'll go on far into the corners of Vietnam's Halong Bay and soak up this spectacular natural grandeur seen in every direction, watching the sunset beyond the imposing limestone peaks. Now, instead of just a day trip to see the sunset and the sunrise, you're in for a real treat with Wendy Wu Tours, because we'll go further out to the quieter parts of the bay and do things like kayaking in the protected bays. It is absolutely stunning, and it is my top highlight. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my top highlights. It was a very difficult choice because this is an incredibly fun and easy to explore destination with an exciting range of historical, cultural activities and experiences that you can see them all on our classic Mekong 17-day tour, not forgetting the fabulous cuisine and the experiences that are unique to each region. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope it's given you some inspiration for your future travels. Thank you.
I've loved every minute of it. I decided I was going to see the world, and this is the place to see. If you go on one of these tours, you make some great friends.
Since the beginning of the tour to now, it's been absolutely fantastic, well organised. The itinerary has just been excellent. Couldn't have asked for more. And everyone on the group has got on so well. We really gelled together and it was fantastic. And Ken, the guide, has been amazing.
We've had great hotels, a wonderful guide with Ken. It's a really good group. I'm a solo traveller and I usually look for solo travel specialists, but I got in with this group and we've meshed really nicely. We've had a wonderful time. The food has been tremendous and I've enjoyed every minute. Everything has been thought of, everything has been considered. We've not had to think. For 9 days, all we've had to do is be where we're told to be at a certain time. And then we're taken away and shown the most wonderful thing.
Yeah, totally brilliant. We've delivered more than my expectations. Ken, our national tour guide, nothing has been too much trouble for him. So well organised by Wendy Wu. Brilliant tour, thoroughly recommended.
So ladies and gentlemen, we've looked at the main highlights so far in Vietnam and Cambodia, but hey, at Wendy Wu Tours, we like to do, and we do so much more than just taking you to the main sites, as we are about to find out. So I'm joined now by Sandra Foreman, travel expert and guru on touring in Vietnam and Cambodia with Wendy Wu Tours. Sandra, great to see you today.
Lovely to see you also, Andy. Hi.
Great, thanks Sandra. Sandra, we've looked at the main iconic, amazing sites in Cambodia and Vietnam, but there is so much more to see when you get off the beaten track. What are your top recommendations for this, particularly when it comes to those amazing sites and natural attractions that are actually away from the main tourist trail?
Yeah, well Andy, there is so much to see out there. It is just an amazing destination. Of course, I've talked about the Mekong previously, and the Mekong has so many hidden gems, and on our tours we really do get off the beaten track, and you'll see these hidden gems. So first of all, I've got to highlight the Mekong because it is truly fabulous. But then also places like Sapa. And Sapa is, with Sapa you'll go to the local villages, and this is home to the most spectacular rice terraces. It's got the lush areas and the valleys, the rugged mountains, and it is a truly spectacular area to explore. And also places like Mai Chau, and this is like nothing else you'll ever see. It's totally breathtaking, and again it's the local villages surrounded with the rice terraces, and the communities here maintain the villages, so it is fantastic to see. And you'll meet the Hmong and Hmong people, and they're at work and they're tending to their houses on the stilts, and the guys are out in the fields farming with the local areas, with the buffaloes. So the culture of this area is just truly amazing.
So history and culture, two very big topics for Wendy Wu tours, and you know, synonymous with Vietnam and Cambodia. So Sandra, of course, we know Wendy Wu tours all include, you know, the main elements of history and culture. They're jam-packed full of history and culture, absolutely, to say the least. But again, if we're going that bit further and we're getting off the beaten track, what can we expect to see?
Yeah, I mean, there is so much history and culture, Andy, and our tours are jam-packed with it. But of course, we're going to the places that are off the beaten track, and you're going to see things a little bit different on your Wendy Wu tour. So some of the places that stand out for me is Cambodia's Battambang, and this is the second largest city, and it is on the banks of the river, and here it possesses some of the grandest and best preserved colonial architecture, and the scenic countryside is absolutely beautiful in this area. And also, Andy, Kampot. And here they're very famous for making the salt and pepper in Kampot, but also you will admire the French colonial architecture here. But what I also really love is the communities and the culture. And if you're up in the hills in the north, Andy, it's very different in their traditions and their dress to what you're going to find in the actual cities. And we'll take you up where there's local tribes, and you'll be able to see how these tribes are living and see them in their local dress, and really get involved with the tribes and meet the locals. So it is truly, truly fascinating.
So much to see, Sandra. I've got to ask, and I know, you know, ladies and gentlemen, we want to know, is there a particular top tour that you'd recommend for getting off the beaten track?
That's a difficult one. But the Go Beyond tours are going to take you off the beaten track to these areas. So Vietnam and Cambodia Discovery would be one I would look at. And also, Andy, the Grand Tour of Indochina. And the reason I picked that one is because it's a 28-day tour. So if you've got a little bit longer, you're going to fit in so much more.
Sandra, some amazing experiences that we've all just seen in that clip there, really wonderful. Now, when it comes to those authentic and really rich cultural immersive experiences that Wendy Wu tours are absolutely famous for, you know, that give us that feeling that we've well and truly really, you know, felt Vietnam and Cambodia and experienced it, and leaving us wanting to see more. What are your top picks?
Well, I have to mention, Andy, Southeast Asia is amazing for its food, and for that reason, a lot of our tours do include cookery classes. It is a huge part of the tours, and you'll really appreciate the food when you understand the produce, how it's made. So that first and foremost is a fabulous experience that you will be involved in. I also, for me, absolutely love the Kiribati National Park. You're going to see this is the one place you can see the elephants roaming in the wild, and there's really good sightings of seeing the elephants here. So that's definitely one I absolutely love. And also some of those real traditions that you'll do on your Wendy Woo tour. So we do the batik painting, and this is with a local expert. You'll have a masterclass and you can paint your design and bring it home. But this is only a few that I'm touching on, Andy. There is really so much to experience.
Now, Sandra, Cambodia and Vietnam, you know, some of the most amazing and diverse cities, towns, villages, you know, and found anywhere in the world. And with that, of course, comes a whole array of mouth-watering and delicious cuisines. And I know, ladies and gentlemen, that food is very important for us when we're on tour. We want to experience some great and particularly local delicacies.
Oh, yes.
So Sandra, burning question, we all want to know, what is it that gets your mouth watering when it comes to food in Vietnam and Cambodia?
Well, I love my food, Andy, ladies and gentlemen, I truly do. And the Khmer food and the Vietnamese food is absolutely delicious, full of flavour, full of local produce, very healthy as well, and so many different options, because what you'll find each area that you travel to, you know, is infused with different flavours. And they use the old traditions that we use, stewing, boiling, when cooking the food. So like I said, it is very healthy. Now in Cambodia, very popular for fish. And whilst I was out here, Andy, we actually had elephant fish. I know you'll say, what is that? Yeah. But a huge part in Southeast Asia is, again, how it's prepared and presented to you. And this elephant fish was just absolutely fantastic. When they brought it to me, I was like, wow. So many great things. In Vietnam, you have the pho, which is the noodle soup, which again is very delicious. And also Vietnam is, there's a tradition out there of the baguette, which is called the banh mi. And again, that's lovely and absolutely wonderful to try in Hoi An.
Sandra, we've covered a lot here. I mean, there is so much to see, as you can, you know, you've seen and heard, ladies and gentlemen, you know, vast areas, lots to experience. But of course, you know, you're going to get that trip of a lifetime with Wendy Woo Tours. We want to know, Sandra, is there a top tour that you'd recommend for Vietnam and Cambodia?
It is. Again, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But my view is, if you can, do a multi-country tour. So we've got the Thailand and Mekong experience, and with that you're going to visit Vietnam, Cambodia and Thailand. So you're going to cover 3 countries in one tour. And of course, Andy, we haven't been able to go out to these destinations for a long time, so why not do 3 countries and have an amazing one tour where you're going to experience so much.
I think that's a very wise word, Sandra. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a selection of fantastic and exclusive travel festival offers for you today. Choose from free return flights to Japan, or partner flies free to all of our other destinations, or even a free single supplement on many of our most popular tours, and that is including Japan, saving you a whopping £1,940 per person. Or to help you fly in total style, we're also offering a free one-way business class upgrade to a wide selection of our destinations. Now, some of these offers must be booked by the 14th of February, whilst some of them are the 28th of February, and most are available on tours throughout 2022 and also 2023. So please check our website for all the details. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a big announcement. Are you ready? we have got a brand new service from Wendy Wu Tours. Now, we know that getting all the paperwork and the testing done before you travel can be quite daunting. So, ladies and gentlemen, just as we look after you every step of the way on tour, we're now taking away all the hassle and worry for you before you fly. So I can exclusively reveal to you today the launch of our brand new travel concierge service. Now, this new service includes either a pre-departure PCR test or 3 lots of lateral flow tests. Plus, you also get 3 personal calls from our travel team. You get a call before departure where a team member will assist you with all of your paperwork. You get a call before you fly home again, where again one of our team members will help you complete your paperwork for returning to the UK. And you also get a call when you arrive home just to make sure that everything went smoothly for you. Now, the current price for this new service is £199. But as a special attendee today, our new travel concierge service is just £99 per person, but you must book by the 14th of February 2022. And so, if all of this has really whet your appetite for travel, and just like me, you can't wait to get away, take a look at these incredible destinations, these getaways that are going to appear on your screen now. These are all departing in the next few months. Let's travel. So, ladies and gentlemen, fantastic to see you today. And again, thank you for spending this time with us at our very special Chinese New Year Travel Festival. And we hope you enjoyed your travels around Vietnam and Cambodia just as much as we have. Now, as I mentioned at the start of today's show, you've only just seen one part. We are now going to go over to our virtual travel lounge to meet the travel experts for Vietnam and Cambodia. And our travel experts are all knowledge. They know everything there is to know, and they are just ready and waiting to have a chat with you. Now, particularly if you've never travelled with Wendy Wu Tours before, this is a very interesting time and a very important point where you can again ask all the questions you want about touring, about health and safety, you know, such as when is the best time to visit, you know, and what hotels do you go to? How safe will I be on tour? This is a perfect opportunity for you. We want you to travel with confidence, and that's why our travel experts are ready and waiting to hear from you. And like I said before, you really can ask any question that you want to ask. Now, you'll see the link to the travel lounge on your screen. Just click on that link and you'll be straight in there. It's been great, and now I look forward to seeing you in our travel lounge. I'll see you there.
We found Wendy Wu to be spot on from start to finish, with all the actual interactions from the booking to the preparation for the trip to arriving at the airport. It's been painless and faultless. Wendy Wu, they really do look after you.
I've been on other tours before, and yeah, Wendy Wu definitely includes sort of a lot more. It makes it a lot easier.
I liked the idea of what Wendy Wu offered. They have an excellent reputation. So I looked at a number of other tour companies, but Wendy Wu seemed to be the best.
Everything being included is really important. It makes it very, very easy and you don't have to worry.
I just felt confident that that Wendy would know, the best places to go and the best things to do, and it's proved so far on the trip. It's proved correct.
I've been really impressed with not only right from the start when I rang up to book. The staff in the office were really helpful, just kind of organising things and making sure that we got all the right paperwork in.
Our national escort was Lily. Lily's been fantastic, so full of energy and so helpful. She calls us Lily's family. She's always referring to us as Lily's family, and I think she's really helped us actually bond as a group, which made the whole trip much more enjoyable.
The Great Wall was extraordinary. It genuinely brought tears to my eyes, looking out and understanding the history, and just seeing how it was built in inhospitable terrain across the mountain ridges. It was awe-inspiring.
Wendy Woo staff, the local guides, our national guide Lily, they've been more than helpful on many occasions, and they have done absolutely everything they can to ensure that we've had the trip of a lifetime.
I hugged a panda, which was an amazing experience and one that I will never forget.
I recommend Wendy Woo tour to everybody, and tell them that if they want to go to China, nobody better than Wendy Woo tour.
I will recommend Wendy Woo. It's been a terrific experience with them. I've been very pleased.
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
I'd recommend it to people that want to go on an adventure and visit somewhere they'd probably only see once, but to see the authenticity rather than just the tourist highlights that you could see internet.
I will certainly recommend Wendy Woo tours when I go back to England. In fact, I'm sure we'll be going on more Wendy Woo tours because we want to go to Vietnam and other places, and I'll see Wendy Woo do those tours, so we'll certainly be booking again with Wendy Woo.